Shayda. I'm your host, and this is where I teach you how to make healthy plant-based meals that are salt, oil, sugar-free. And as you can see, we are back again with Pierre for another wonderful health tip for the month of August. Well, isn't the month of August typically when the kids are getting ready to go back to school?
Absolutely.
Moms are preparing and they want healthy snacks, and they're always asking, well, what better foods can we give the kids?
Yep, and that's so important because, what you're doing for your kids now is you're creating, believe it or not, their kids.
Absolutely.
Of course, you're creating, when the kid's 12, how they're going to be in their 40 and 50 and 60, but you're also creating your grandkids. So it's very important that these children are getting the maximum nutrients they can and the least amount of toxins. And the easiest way to do that is feed them as much plant-based foods as possible. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily for children be super low in fat, but it still should not have oil in it or salt or sugar, but you still want them to get healthy fats. And one of the best healthy fats is going to be nuts and seeds and nut butters. And one of the treats that we had talked about quite a long time ago for you was one of the things that I use with recipes for kids all the time are like nut balls.
Right.
So could you talk a little bit about the recipe that you created? Because it was, everyone went gaga over that.
Oh, okay. So JP wanted me to start incorporating a little bit of more protein in my diet, and especially for my mom at the time, because she wasn't getting enough, because she just wasn't hungry and she wasn't eating. So I got the Snickerdoodle protein powder, and I made these protein balls they were really simple. They had the protein powder in there. They had garbanzo beans, they had flax, they had the green powders, they had some nut butter, it had some dates. But it turned out really, really delicious, and it was a nice way for mom to get some more protein into her diet, and it was easy for her. It didn't take a lot of effort for her to eat it. It was simple, and she would just have one or two, and then I started noticing that I'd have one or two, and I even actually took it around to my neighbors, because my neighbors are always my taste testers, because they don't eat like us, and they all loved it. They all thought it was absolutely delicious.
It's very concentrated.
It's very concentrated, but I think it's a nice way to sneak it in for the kids, especially. You could put it into their lunchbox along with, hummus and vegetables and apples and whatever else.
And you had a video on that, right?
I do have a video,
so they can watch that.
Absolutely. I'll put it in the show notes. I'll link to it in the show notes for you.
And one of the things you can do is also you could just take dates and make sure the pit is out, and then just open them up. It's almost like a sandwich, and then just put a little bit of nut butter in there. You can put a little macadamia butter in there, peanut butter, whatever you like, and then you can close it back up, and that could be that simple. Or you could put the nut butter in there and sprinkle a little coconut on there, and then close it back up. So it's kind of like a peanut butter and jelly for kids, but at least they're getting healthy nuts, and they're getting healthy fruit, which is dates. Now you also can take a banana and just slice a banana, open it up, and do the same thing. Drizzle a little nut butter on there, a little coconut. You could put a couple raisins in there, close it up, and then cut them into little bite-sized pieces. And the kids love that.
The kids love that. They like simplicity and easy finger food. So you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich even for them, or almond butter.
Absolutely. You can use any of the nut butters. Try again to get the kids used to a different variety of nuts, and especially not many people have had macadamia nut butter, which is delicious. So kids would love to have that, and it's a little different than peanut butter or almond butter. So it's more variety for them.
But what I would say is, don't buy the nut butters that are in jars. If you do buy it already pre-made in jars, just make sure that they haven't added sugar and oil to it, because a lot of these companies, they will add sugar and oil. And if you can get to a Whole Foods or a Mother's Market, is what we have here, they actually have the machine with the either the peanuts or the almonds, and all you do is push the button and it'll grind it. Or you can easily make it in your Vitamix. I make my own, so that way you know exactly what's in that nut butter, right?
Yeah, but just you want kids to get used to things that are healthy but are tasty, and so that's always going to be something sweet, which is a fruit, and something fatty, which is a nut or seed. So when you combine them, it's that peanut butter and jelly, and they love that. Now, in the same vein, you still want to make sure they're getting fresh vegetables in. So make sure you start using some dips for kids, whether it's salsa or guacamole or hummus. Hummus would be one of the best ones because it's such a great source of fat with tahini and such a great source of protein with the garbanzo beans. And then the phytochemicals that are going to be in lemon and garlic, it's wonderful. And then if you add other spices. So start getting kids used to dipping their carrots or their celery or their cucumber.
Or their apples.
Or apples too, anything.
Yeah.
And that would be great because you want kids to be eating, every bite they take of a fruit or vegetable is important for their well-being.
Absolutely. Well, that's a wonderful health tip. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching another episode of Healthy Cooking with Shayda. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with more episodes.